Hi everyone, and welcome to this new live streaming. I hope you are fine. Hi Telmo, hi Silvano, hi Adam. Well, I hope you are fine, and we are going to talk about the major turnaround. This is the second episode. I will, if you have any question to do, please write them down, and we will talk about this at the end of this live streaming. I have a lot of things that I would like to explain, and I hope you like this. Well, this is the second episode of our major turnaround workout, and we are always working on these four chords: C major 7, A minor 7, D minor 7, and G7. And as you know, we are working using these books that you can find here in the group or in the YouTube description. And these books are books that I would like to show you just for the new members. Are books like this, really easy. They are written in Italian, but with really few words and a lot of diagrams to learn and positions that we are going to discuss together during these videos. So if you really would like to have the best result from these videos, I suggest you to catch these books. Okay, today I would like to go on, and we will work on the box from the 5th to the 9th fret, always in a portion of 5 frets, always studying arpeggios first, then modes, and then some drop chords. And I would like to start showing you these arpeggios that you can find in the book. So for those of you who already have the book or will receive the book within few days, I suggest to study these positions, and I will show these positions to you right now. So we work in this box and we start playing C major 7 from the B note. So we play one more time. Then we go to the A minor, always in this box, starting from A, which is the lowest note and the root in this case. Then we play D minor. In this case we are starting from the fifth, perfect fifth. Then we play G7 starting from the third, B, one more time. And that's it. We know these 4 arpeggios. Last episode we practiced the arpeggios in the box from the 3rd to the 7th fret, and this time we work from the 5th to the 9th fret, and next lesson we will study them from the 8th to the 12th fret, so that we are going to play in a portion of the fretboard and enough good to start playing different things around. So today in this box I suggest you to learn these arpeggios, and what I would like to tell you is how to start connecting these arpeggios, because in the last episode I talked about using inversions to play arpeggios, and I hope you practice this for a while. And today we are going to find out how to use these inversions to play arpeggios in the closest way. And to do this, I usually suggest to start from the highest note or the lowest note we have for each arpeggio, and then start moving. If you start from the highest note, start moving going down, and if you start from the lowest note, start moving going up, and I show you how now. So if I play C major 7 from the highest note, and I play from the root C, this is a C major 7 played from the root to the root, so it's a kind of root position. Now, if I go to the next chord, which is A minor 7th, I can start from the minor 3rd, which is the same note, is always C, and I play. This is a first inversion because I'm playing from the 3rd to the 3rd. Then I go to D minor 7 and I ask myself if I can play C one more time, and I can, because it becomes the minor 7th. So I play from the minor 7th up, down to the minor 7th, and up one more time. This is D minor 7th. But when I go to G7th, I can't play the C note because it's the 4th, and the 4th is a good note if we play the mode, but now we are just using arpeggios, so we start from the 3rd, which is B. So before I was playing C, now I go to B, and I play G7 starting from B, down to B and up to B. Okay, so I did this: C major 7th, A minor 7, D minor 7, and G7th. As you can hear, listen, here we have always these arpeggios connected, okay? But I can go on, because now I was playing G7th starting from the 3rd, And I can ask myself, now I have C major 7 one more time. Can I start from this note? Yes, because it's the major 7th, so B. This is a third inversion for C major 7. Then I go to A minor 7, and this note is not a good note because it's a 9th, so I will have to start from A, which is the root, and I will play. So I am playing A minor 7 in a root position. Then I will play D minor 7 starting from A, and it will become a second inversion. But this note is not good for G7 one more time, so I will start from G. So the 4 arpeggios that I found out are for C major 7, for A minor 7, for D minor 7, and for G7. And now I can go on. So C major 7, now I will play it starting from the 5th. And it is a second inversion. Then I can play A minor 7 starting from G one more time. It's the minor 7. It's a third inversion for I minor 7. And then I go from F for D minor 7. This is a first inversion because I'm playing from the 3rd to the 3rd. And then I go to G7 and I can play from here, this is the minor 7th, and I play. So the 4 arpeggios I found out are C major, A minor 7, D minor 7, and G7. And now I ask myself, can I play F on C major one more time? No, because it's the 4th. So I will play E, which is the 3rd. And this is the inversion that I find, which is a first inversion. Then I will play A minor 7 from E, which is a second inversion. Then I will play D minor 7 from D, which is a root position, and G7 from D, which is a second inversion. And then, so I found out this C major, A minor, D minor, G7. And now I go to C major one more time, starting from the root, which is the same that I did starting from the root, but one octave lower. A minor 7 starting from the 3rd, D minor 7 starting from the 7th, and G7 starting from the 3rd. Okay, so from C, A minor 7, D minor 7, and G7. Now I go to C major 7 one more time, starting from the 7th. Then A minor 7 starting from the root. Then D minor 7 starting from the 5th. And G7 starting from the root. But here I'm going out from the box. So this is the only difference, only thing that I can't do in some way, but I do it if I just go out with one note. It's not a problem if you go out from the box with one only note. But anyway, we learned a lot of arpeggios, inversions for each arpeggio, just starting always from notes really close notes. Well, I just would like to check the chat. Is everything okay now? I hope it's okay. So this is the starting point to start playing arpeggios connected. Okay, you can do the same starting from the lowest note and always go up if you can't stay. So I start from B. This is C major 7, starting from B. Then I go to A minor 7. But I can't start from B because it's the ninth. I will start from C, which is the minor third. Then I go to D minor 7, starting from the minor 7th. And then I will go to G7, starting from the 5th. And now, if I would like to go back to C major 7, I can't start from the ninth, but I will start from the 3rd. Then A minor 7, starting from the 5th. D minor 7, starting from the 3rd. G7, starting from the 7th. And then C major 7, starting from the 5th, because I can't start from F, which is the perfect 4th. And in this way, I can find all of the arpeggios that are really connected one to the other. And if you do this kind of exercise, it will be really useful, because after doing this, you can start asking yourself to play something around arpeggios, but you will be able to connect the idea that you could play on the first arpeggio with the idea that you will play on the second, on the third arpeggio, and on the fourth arpeggio. So it's a way to start building this kind of net that we need to create ideas and control them through the progression, through the chord progression. So you can do the same exercise on the positions that we studied in the last episode, episode 1. So you remember that we are doing this kind of path using the turnaround, but you can do the same exercises that we practice in this episode also on the positions that we had in the first episode and on the next episodes. So it's something that is really good to be done in each position, to be really conscious of what are your possibilities in playing these arpeggios. Okay, so this is, to me, something really important, and I usually practice this stuff. I don't forget to practice this. I try to always work with arpeggios. And this is what I wanted to show you today, just using arpeggios. And it's easy. You just can find some solutions. And doing these arpeggios, you will listen to the progression. Also, if you don't have any backing track comping you. Okay. Next step is talking about modes. And today I would like to share with you a little bit about theory. So we are working on 4 modes, which are these modes. For C major 7 we use the Ionian Mode, for A minor 7 we use the Aeolian Mode, for D minor 7 we use the Dorian Mode, and for G7 we use the Mixolydian Mode. These are the positions that I suggest to study from the book. This book is Mode in A box di 5 tasti, but I would like to explain, looking at this page, what are the intervals that we use in our modes. As you can see from this page, we have white notes, which are chord tones. So these are the notes that we use when we play arpeggios: root, third, major third, perfect fifth, and major seventh. This is C major. This is the Ionian mode, the mode that we play when in the progression we have C major seventh. Okay, so we have these 4 notes, which are the arpeggio notes, and then we have these black notes in between, which are the second, major second, because it's a whole tone up from the root. Then we have the perfect fourth, F. It is up 2 tones and a half from the root. And then we have the major sixth, which is A, which is one tone and a half down from the 8th, from the root, the highest root, okay? So this is the major 6th or major 13th, sorry. So the 9th is a different, then the 2nd has got also the name of the major 9th, the 4th has got the name of the perfect 11th, and the 6th has got the name also of the major 13th. If we go to the Dorian mode, as you can see, we have the white notes, which are always the arpeggio, D, F, A, and C. And of course, this is D minor 7th, so we have a minor arpeggio. In fact, we have the flat 3rd, perfect 5th, and minor 7th. But in between, we have always a major 2nd, a perfect 4th, and a major 6th. So, as you can see, the extensions, these are the extensions for these chords, are always the same note, are always not the same note, the same degrees, the same intervals, okay, in relationship with the root of the mode. As you can see, we always have a major 2nd, a perfect 4th, and a major 13th or major 6th. And if we go to the Mixolydian mode here, starting from G, this is the mode that we play when we are on G7. As you can see, we have the arpeggio notes, which are always the root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, and minor 7th. This is a major chord with the minor 7th. But the extensions, 2nd, 4th, and 6th, are always major and perfect. As you can see, the 2nd is a major 2nd, the 4th is a perfect 4th, and the 6th is a major 6th. While in the Aeolian mode, we have always the arpeggio notes. This is a minor 7 chord, so the arpeggio is with the flat 3rd and the minor 7th, always the perfect 5th. The extensions are major 2nd, major perfect 4th, but flat 6th, minor 6th. And this is the only difference that we have in the extensions, in these 4 modes. All the extensions are always the same for all of the 4 modes, except for this minor 6th that we have in the Aeolian mode. Okay? So this is really important to understand, because now we can go back to our scales. We are now in the position, and as I told you, you can learn from the book these positions to learn what I will show you now. And I will play the scale starting from C to play the Ionian mode. But now I can say the intervals. So this is the root, major 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, major 7th, and root one more time. Okay? And this is a really good exercise. Also sing all the intervals, but knowing what kind of interval is this is really important. Okay? And then I can do the same starting from A. So I will play now the Aeolian mode, and I play the root, major 2nd, minor 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, minor 6th, minor 7th, and root one more time. And then if I do the same starting from D, so I will play the Dorian mode, I will play root, major 9th, minor 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, minor 7th, and root. And then I do the same starting from G, so I will play the Mixolydian mode, root, major 9th, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, minor 7th, and root one more time. As you can see, sometimes I call it a major ninth, sometimes a major second, sometimes a perfect fourth, sometimes a perfect 11, or major sixth and major 13th. It's the same in some way, okay? We in jazz, we are not so focused on the right name that we give to these notes. They are the same in some way. Of course, if we talk about theory, we can talk about extensions. So when we have an arpeggio and we have the root, third, fifth, seventh, and we go up in thirds, it becomes a ninth. And we go up in thirds, it becomes an 11th. So we are going up in thirds. While when we count the notes in steps following the scale, root, second, third, fourth, maybe we can use this kind of theory to call the notes in the right way. But anyway, in jazz, it's not so important. Usually we call it the second or the ninth, the fourth or the 11th. It's important to know when it's a perfect fourth, or maybe sometimes a sharp fourth, or if it's a 16th or 6th, if it's a flat 6th or major 6th, minor 6th, and so on. But it's not so important when we talk to someone and we ask to play the 6th. They know. If I ask to play the 13th, it's the same. They know what I mean. Okay. So, about modes, it's really important to know degrees, and you can practice these degrees in this box, following the book, or in the box from the 3rd to the 7th, always following the positions that we have in the book. And in the book, you find all the intervals, so it will be easy to understand what interval you are playing. You will not find notes, so you have to know that you start from C, and then you have D, E, F, G, and so on. And this is something really important when we start asking ourselves to play something knowing what we play. Okay, so the point of this workout is trying to get the knowledge, have the knowledge to be able to play in a conscious way, so understanding what we do. It will be normally in the beginning of this path to be slow, not to be as fast as we usually are, because we are asking ourselves to try to do all correct things and being conscious. And something that I suggest is try to use two different directions. When you want to have fun, just play without thinking. Play like you usually do. But when you want to practice something, then ask yourself to be really conscious of what you do. So, in this way, you will see that going on practicing in the right way also, some of the things that you learn practicing will enter the world, your world. They will jump from the practice to the real life, okay? And this is something that I suggest to not so young students, because when students start from the beginning doing the right things, they can develop this during years. While if you start doing this now and you already play in a different way, it will be like having a battle, a fight between these two different points of view. And I suggest to try to divide this in two moments: when you have fun, when you play with someone, and when you practice. But you will see in the future these two different paths will become one only, and you have to have faith in this, because it usually works. The most difficult thing is just go on and start working in this way each day a little. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe 40, maybe an hour. It doesn't. It's important to do it. This is the point. Another exercise that now I would like to suggest, and you can do in each box, is playing the mode going up and the arpeggio coming back. So I will play, for example, for C Ionian, up to the root, but now I come back with the arpeggio. So then I do the same on A Aeolian. Then I do the same on D Dorian and on G Mixolydian. Of course, I can do also the inverted thing. So I can go up with the arpeggio and coming back A Aeolian, D Dorian, G7, Mixolydian, and so on. Now I am playing the arpeggios and the modes starting from the root, always, okay? And I'm connecting these two things together because I have one fingering, one shape that I play for the C major scale. Within this shape, this fingering, I start to see the arpeggios, and then I see the modes, and I ask myself to know each degree for each mode, okay? Then I sing it, then I practice it. But I'm playing this in root position. This is really important because I'm always starting from the root. But I can also do this starting from the third. Okay, so I can play C major 7, for example, starting from E, from the third, and I play the scale going up, always thinking to the degrees as a C Ionian. Okay, so this is the third, the fourth, the fifth, the major sixth, major seventh, root, major ninth, and third one more time. And then I go down with the arpeggio for C major 7 from the third to the third. So then I can do the same starting from C, which is the third for A minor 7. So I go up with the scale and I come back with A minor 7. So I think minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, minor seventh, root, major ninth, minor third, and I come back with the arpeggio. I do the same for D Dorian, G7, and C major one more time, C Ionian. And I can do the same and going up with the arpeggio and down with the scale. So D Dorian, G7. In this way, you start connecting inversions for each arpeggio with the modes. And it's really important, and I will show some techniques in the next episodes to play something around these arpeggios using some notes from the mode and some notes from the arpeggio. But it's really important to build this net of knowledge for positions, for arpeggios, for modes, okay? And I hope you like this kind of approach, because I think that can give a lot of results in a little of time if you practice each day a little. It's not impossible to have under our fingers this kind of stuff. And something that I was thinking about how to go on with this. I think that this workout can have something like 12 episodes. It means that we will work in each position of the fretboard to know all of the arpeggios and to know maybe all of the positions for the drop 2 voicings that I will show now. In this way, if you practice together with me, I think that you can have good results in these 12 weeks that we can spend together. And then maybe I was thinking to start talking about the rhythm changes after this, so that we can start using the turnaround maybe in B flat, not in C, so that we get ready to play the rhythm changes together with someone in the key that we usually play it mostly. And so now we are working in C major just to know the C major scale everywhere, these 4 arpeggios everywhere on the neck, and drop 2 chords. But of course then we can go on practicing some structures like the rhythm changes. So I hope you would like to work in this, because if you start working immediately together with me, at the end of these 12 episodes, you will see that you will know a lot of different positions and a lot of stuff and how to connect them together. In each episode, I will try to show you some different little things that I use to connect arpeggios that I practiced. But I have to say that I'm practicing this a lot in this period together with you, because sometimes I really like to go back and work on the stuff that I usually practice when I was around 20 and practice it now with more consciousness. Okay. The last thing that I would like to share is, as always, some positions for the voicings, always to work with around this cycle of this turnaround. And these are the positions that I'm going to play for you. You can learn them from Rivolti delle Tetradi. And here we go. So this is the first one, which is not so easy sometimes. When you have problems to play this stuff, remember, the best thing that you can do is put the neckboard high, which helps in having the opportunity to have a stretch for your fingers. Okay, so this is C major 7, first inversion with E as the lowest note, the third, so this is a first inversion, and I'm playing it in the set of strings, in the central set of strings, so I'm using the strings B, G, D and A, only these 4 strings. Then I go to A minor 7th, this is a third inversion, the 7th is the lowest note. Then I go to D minor 7, the minor third is the lowest note, and then I go to G7 as a third inversion, one more time, the 7th is the lowest note. So we have C major 7, first inversion, A minor 7, third inversion, D minor 7, first inversion, and G7, third inversion. And one more time. As you can see, it becomes a kind of loop of voicings that I can play. Last week we did this one, C major 7, A minor 7, D minor 7 and G7, which were root position, second inversion, root position, second inversion. This week, first inversion, third inversion, first inversion, and third inversion. Okay. And something that I would like to underline to you is that when we play drop voicings, we have always 2 notes, the lowest 2 notes and the highest 2 notes that play something particular. In this case, we have the lowest 2 notes always playing 3rd and 7th. For C major, we have the 3rd and the 7th. For A minor, we have the 7 and the 3rd. for D minor we have third and seventh, and for G7 we have seventh and third. So these are the two lowest notes that we play in these voicings, which are always the guide tones. We call them guide tones, third and seventh. So you can listen to this melody just playing the voicing and then these two notes. Then we go. Then. While the two highest notes are always root and fifth. Root and fifth. Then when I go to A minor, fifth and root. D minor, root and fifth. G7, fifth and root. Okay, so last episode I suggest to sing single notes and then sing the melody that you create on a single string. You can do the same also in this using these voicings. So if I sing the lowest melody, I sing if I sing the second line, starting from the lowest, from the bottom, I play pa, ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, and so on. You can sing all of the melodies, and this is really important. But you can also start to sing two notes, and in this way you are starting to create some connections between these notes and what can you use during improvisations also. Okay, so if I play, for example, only the two notes that I find on the A string and the G string, so the fifth string and the third string, if I sing the fourth string and the second string, it will be like this. And so on. You can find some melodies around these voicings, these chords, okay? And I suggest to sing all of these melodies, because in this way your ears start to really listen all of the notes that you are playing. If you think in the classical music, when they invented music, there was not harmony. They didn't think about harmony, they just think about melodies. And all of these melodies together became counterpoint, and they became harmony a lot of time after. So we are thinking about chords like blocks, but they are not blocks, they are lines. And if we start practicing lines, singing lines, we really understand what voicing are, what chords are, okay? Chords are like some group of people singing together, okay? So you can think at each string as if they were persons singing. And you can sing. It's the same. And it helps a lot because, you know, discovering all of these hidden aspects of music, which are really, I don't know, usually when you listen to videos on YouTube, they just show that how can I say? They just show you something that they can sell in a really easy way because they want you play fast, you play this, you play that, but it's difficult to find someone talking about practicing listening to the notes. And when you watch those workshops by Jim Hall, for example, they say this. They always say you can sing the voices in your chords and stuff like that. Okay. So this is something that I suggest you to do. So sing not only now the lines that you can find on a single string, but sing also groupings, two notes. You can also practice it with your fingers so that you are ready to do this as a tool to play voicings, play chords and arpeggios. For example, something that I practice in this period because I'm not good with pinky, because it's too connected with the other finger, is just arpeggios going up, which is something that I'm not good at all to do, you know. I really have to practice this because I always did two notes with the pick, and then I just use these two fingers to play arpeggios, and I'm very much better doing this. But I would like to be able to do the same with your pinky. So there are little techniques that we can practice around this, and these techniques can help also to hear the sounds. Okay, so these are the positions that I would like, I wanted to show you, and modes. So we talked about the intervals in the modes, how to connect modes to arpeggios, and arpeggios, how to connect different arpeggios, starting with common tones. Okay, so if it's okay, there is someone together with me now. I don't know how many persons do we have here. I would like to check my phone. Today it's a strange day to stay together because yesterday it was Easter. Okay, so now we are 9 of us. And hi everyone, hi Rino, hi Telmo, hi Adam, Silvano, and other person that I don't know because they are... okay, would you like to ask something? Do you have anything to ask about what Oh, really nice stuff, thank you Telmo. I'm practicing this, that's cool, that's a good idea. And as you can see, in the group we can also find licks. So, for example, now I would like to show you something, if I can. The browser. Okay, this is the browser. Now you see what I see. If you go to my blog, which is here, I think. No, this is not the blog. Okay, from here I can go to the blog. There is this little page here. If you go up here and you go to Jazz Guitar Licks, you find this page in which I'm going to create the list of the licks that I'm publishing now. And as you can see here, we have some of these. I always write the chords on which I played these licks. So something that I suggest to you to do is also sometimes go to this page, take a lick, open the page. Here you find the video, YouTube video, and you find the easy lick here, so that you can start asking yourself, working on one particular lick, which is just something to practice. You know, it's not that the lick is the best thing that we can learn. It's just something that we can learn, and you can analyze it and starting understanding how many chordal tones there are. A minor 7, for example, D7, G major 7. Here we are in G major, because this is a 2, 5, 1 to G major. And on A minor 7, which is the Dorian mode, and D7 is the Mixolydian mode, and G major is the Ionian mode, we can ask ourselves, how many notes are we using here from arpeggio? So this is the root, this is the minor 7, this is the 5th. What is this? F natural, for example. This is something that if you put it in the relationship with A minor, it's a minor 6th, but we are on a Dorian mode, so a minor 6th is not present in the Dorian mode. It has to be a major 6th. So this one is a chromatic approach to this note, okay? So F is going up to F sharp, which is the 3rd for D7. And then this note is E flat on D7, it's a flat 9, so something is happening. Or this note is a note taken from a scale that I don't know, because I didn't know, I know maybe only the Mixolydian mode, and this note is a flat 9, which we don't have in the Mixolydian mode. So you start understanding how to use different notes. This is the 3rd, this is the root, D, but in between we have the flat 9, and this is the minor 7, so it's a chordal tone for D7, okay? And then here on G major we have the 3rd, B, the 5th, D, and the 9th, A. So now we are starting to understand this stuff. Some notes are from the arpeggios, some notes are from a scale maybe, some notes can be from a chromatics, could be chromatics, and some other notes could be from different scales that maybe we don't know. But anyway, what I suggest, but we will know that in the future, what I suggest is just to practice these patterns, trying to understand the meaning, not like if it was something that sounds good but I don't know why, you know. It sounds good because there are some rules: chordal tones, scale tones, chromatic tones, and so on. And you can start now asking yourself, if I can play this here, how can I play this there? And if I practice arpeggios and scales, all of the stuff that we are practicing together, you can ask yourself to play an arpeggio, a lick, but being conscious of what you play within the positions that you study, arpeggios and scales and so on. So this is something that I repeat a lot of times, but it's really important to remember this. You know, it's important to connect knowledge, fingerings, and then learn the language of jazz, of music in general, because you can also learn things from classical music or from pop music or from other kind of music and bring them into your playing. There are a lot of musicians who did this, taking ideas from other kind of music, not only from jazz. So I hope everything in this lesson was interesting. Lesson. I use this word, but I don't think this. I told you in the past, these are not lessons. This is just sharing something. Lesson is when someone listens to you. This is very important. And I'm sorry, but I can't listen to you now. But if you have a good musician in your area, I suggest to go and take some lessons from someone who can listen, can explain something directly about you, about your playing. Yeah, business of lessons is not the real business of lesson online. Is not really, but we can share something, okay? Telmo, thanks. These are good lessons. Yeah, you know, it's a lesson when someone explains something, maybe, but with music it's different to me. I think that a lesson is when you can be heard from someone, and you can, and this someone has got more experience than you, can give you the right advice to study, to practice. These are, anyway, some ideas, okay? Well, I don't know if I forget something. If you have other questions, please ask now. Now I'm going up with my family, and we will spend a little of time together. In these crazy days. How do you feel in these crazy days? What do you? How is it with coronavirus around? Are you in a place with a high concentration of this coronavirus? Oh, can I talk about my gear? Telmo asks. My gear, to do these videos, I use, for example, sound card Zoom R24, but I use just a little of what it can do, because I use just 2 channels to enter the computer, and then I use one old multi-mix mixer, Alesix mixer, just to connect the computer with the backing tracks to the and guitar and the microphone to the sound card, and then enter the PC, the computer. And for my guitar, I use a pedal board, the Zoom G5N, which is a really economic pedal board, and I use just the reverb and delay, and maybe a kind of emulation of twin amp. I don't know how to use this stuff. I just try to find out a sound. On my guitar, I use the tones from 5 to 6. Someone asked me to explain this, but I will create from 5 to 6 the tones, and I always use this mic, this pickup, and strings are 11, Tomastic 11, flat. And while when I usually play, I use this DV Little Jazz amps with which I recorded the CD, my last CD. And I also have this Polytone that I use sometimes, always using this pedal board as effects anyway. So this is what I usually use to play music. What else? I don't know. Just this. And I try to, I usually practice sometimes with the amp, sometimes without the amp. And I try to listen to how the notes, if the notes have got all of the same volume, all of the notes have got the same volume, the same, yes, I try to play each note with the same volume without amp. So just playing, I don't know if you can listen. And arpeggios. I think that the sound is in your fingers, but it is also in your pick a lot. I changed this pick. For example, I used this little one from Dunlop, while before I was using a really big one, but I understood that it was a problem to jump strings. Do you use alternate picking, or what work for you? Okay, I practiced alternate picking, but I'm not fast. I'm not good in it. So I usually play economic picking, this sweep picking, alla gambale. So I try to do this movement when I change string, but I practice alternate picking for rhythm, because it's really helpful when I practice accents. But I'm not good in doing this. Of course, if I practice for half an hour, I become better, but I'm not very good. And then I play a lot using legatos from the left hand. So legatos are something that I can up. Hello. Anyway, I think that yes, we can practice technique, and it's a good thing to practice technique. The more than we can you studying arpeggios, scales, and stuff like that. But at the end, the more difficult thing is to create good music. When I listen to the great musicians, I don't usually listen to people going fast. I listen to people creating a good line, a good solo, a good melody, or writing a good tune. So for me, it's not important how fast you go, but what kind of melodies can you create, what kind of rhythms can you create, which is of course something that matter with technique that you use, but not only, because we think that practicing technique it's everything. No, that is the starting point, practicing technique, to have that little of technique that you need to say something. But after that or before that, it's better if you ask yourself, what is that something that you want to say? And you know, a lot of videos, a lot of things, they talk about learn this, learn that, but how can you create your sound? How can you create your idea of music? This is something maybe difficult to explain, but I think really important to try to understand when you want to play music. It's like if you want to write a book, and you can write all of the words, all of the wonderful sentences, but you can not have an idea to create a good book, or it's the same, you know. So the point is, yes, I would like to learn techniques, I would like to learn arpeggios, inversions, all of these things, but after that I have to learn from people who can play better, playing together with them, or transcribing from the CDs, from the music of these good musicians, so that I can try to understand the secret that they have in this music. If there is a time enough, can you talk about rhythm in creating music, a melody, a song? Hi Piero, thank you for your question. Of course, I can. Maybe not today, because I already did an hour together. We stayed together an hour, and I am a little bit tired because my English is really difficult, and I have always to find ideas translate in my brain while I speak. But yes, rhythm in creating music is fundamental, is really important. And of course, you can play the same ideas with a really bad rhythm or not so convincing rhythm, not so strong rhythm, and at the end good melodies don't sound so good if you don't play them with a good rhythm. So it's important to have both good ideas but also good rhythm. You know that you Piero know, because Piero was a student of mine in Trieste, that I wrote this book that I don't have here because I am studying it up. This book, Appunti di Ritmo, which is from where I take all of my ideas, and every time that I practice these rhythms, I start improvising using them, and always new melodic ideas come from different rhythms. So melodic ideas are connected with rhythm in some way. And of course, you can learn rhythm in two ways: from listening to music from different musicians, or practicing exercises from a book. These are two different approaches that you can have to rhythm, to study rhythm, and I suggest to do both. So studying from a CD and learn just listening to the rhythms, to the music, and reading exercises just to have a knowledge of what can you use in rhythm. But if you want, we can talk about rhythm in another series of videos maybe in the future. Okay. Well, if you like this, please leave a comment, write something, and maybe if you have some ideas, write something, and if I can, I'm really happy to share what I know about guitar. I play guitar from when I was 14 and now I'm 56, so it's 32 years that I study guitar, and I practice a lot of hours in my life. And I also had to develop a method to teach to my students, because I really believe that teaching is something very important for humanity, for us, you are sending something, giving tools to other persons, and this is one of the best things that you can do in your life. Okay, guys, if it's enough for you, I go to my family. Hi, Seth, welcome. We have new members in the group today. In these days, we are now in our group 200 and I don't know, 200 and maybe 215. So it's a good group of people. Thank you for your comments. Someone wrote some comments. Grazie Silvano. Ciao Piero. And thank you for your comments. I have seen Jim Dolinsky wrote a lot of comments in the group to the different leaks, and I really appreciated them, because Jim is really trying to understand each note for each lick. So this is nice. And okay, thank you for that. Thank you for watching, to all of you, and I hope to help you in some way. If you have different ideas, some ideas, comments, please write. Okay? Bye bye. See you next Monday. It will become an appointment, I think, if it's okay for you to stay here together. Bye bye. Ciao. Ciao.